Director of Membership Services here at the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance, and I'm joined today by Kevin Murphy, who is President of the Berks County Community Foundation. So welcome to Chamber Spotlight, Kevin.
Thanks for having me, Kirsten.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Community Foundation and what its mission is here in Berks County?
Well, the mission of the Community Foundation is to promote philanthropy and improve the quality of life for the residents of Berks County.
Okay.
Mostly we do that by working with donors, mostly individuals, sometimes corporations and other foundations who want to establish some kind of charitable program in the community. And we help them structure that. We often help them manage it, or we administer it for them.
Okay. So how specifically, what sort of programs do you run that help people in the community? I know sometimes you help fund startup businesses. In what ways specifically do you help the community with that money?
We manage over 300 funds.
Oh, wow, okay.
So there's an incredibly wide spectrum of grant-making activities. Some of it is scholarships for specific school districts. Some of it's been invested in economic growth and job creation for the community. Some of it gets invested in educational improvement in the community. Some of it, it builds around trying to improve the quality of healthcare delivery in the county.
Okay, so you really kind of run the gamut of
and geographically. So we have funds that are designated geographically. So if it's going on in Berks County and it's nonprofit, we're probably funding it.
Very good. How did you personally come to work for the Community Foundation?
Well, I was asked in 1994 by a group of people who were business leaders in the community if I would come help them start the Community Foundation. So I was literally employee number one, and I was recruited by them for reasons I'll never understand because I never actually heard of a community foundation before they took me to lunch.
All right. So what was your background though that you think led these people to come to you?
Well, I was in the retirement community business and aging services, and I worked for Governor Bob Casey in the Department of Aging, and then came back here. I think my background was I was married to Kim Murphy, and they liked her and kind of knew me. So.
All right. Very good. Why is the work of the Community Foundation important to the Greater Reading Berks County area?
Well, what the Community Foundation does is challenge the community to think about the future and provide the resources that it takes to think about the future. So 10 years ago, we were the catalyst to what ultimately became the Berks Community Health Center, for instance. We've led the slow-moving community discussion about the future of libraries and information systems in the community. We're the largest investor in the Chamber's downtown revitalization strategy. So our job is to kind of say what's out there on the horizon that we need to be getting ready for.
And try to help people plan for that and prepare for it. Excellent. So I see that the Berks County Community Foundation is celebrating 25 years this year, so congratulations on that.
Thanks, yeah.
Do y'all have any special events planned?
We're pretty close to wrapping this up. We wanted this to be more about the work that's going on in the community. So there was a lot of social media, a little less about us than
calling attention to some of the things that y'all do.
Than the great things that are going on in the community.
Excellent, excellent. And so you've been with, when you basically started this group, you've been there since day one, as you said. What has changed over the past 25 years?
Well, a couple of things have changed. I mean, the community has changed. So the nature of community leadership has changed. We don't have the large, locally controlled public corporation CEOs at the table anymore. It's become much more focused on the nonprofit sector. The Community Foundation certainly changed. We have close to $100 million in assets now, which is up from zero in 25 years ago, and have become the largest private grant maker in the county. So I think there's been a lot more community expectation of leadership from us in the past 5 or 7 years.
What do you think is the biggest challenge that you face right now?
Getting people to understand how different the future is going to be, the impact of things like having a medical college come into your town and open up one day. That's a game changer for a community. The fact that the center of economic gravity is returning to downtown Reading and West Reading, but everything's changing. Transportation patterns are going to change when cars automate, and we have to be thinking out to all of those things.
Right, and it sounds like that's really the crux of your mission, is to be thinking about not just what's going to happen tomorrow, but what's going to happen 5, 10, 20
Yeah,
years
tomorrow's
down the
probably taken care of,
Right.
but 15, 20, 25, and 50 years out seem like really long times. But in community planning, those are actual planning horizons.
Like event horizon type
Yeah.
events. Very cool. Now, are you a Berks County native?
Now, my wife and I were both born and raised in Center County.
Okay. All
But
right.
we've been here for 26 years now, so it's close to feeling like home.
What brought y'all to Berks County?
My wife came here to work for Penn State
Okay.
26 years ago,
All right.
27 years ago.
What do you like best about living here?
We just love the community. The quality of life is incredible. The proximity to major metropolitan markets is great. So we can go to New York for lunch if we want to go to New York for lunch. But we can also afford to live on 20 acres and that has 3 creeks and a pond in it.
Right.
So
kind of the best of both worlds there.
yeah, it's a wonderful community.
Excellent, excellent. Well, listen, I know you're a valuable partner with the GRCA, and we appreciate that, and the work you do is incredible. I myself am not a native. I've lived here 21 years, and it's really great to see how the community has changed, and I think a lot of change for the better, for the positive. So keep up the great work, Kevin. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for spending time with us today.